Thinking about moving to Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, and in particular, Staunton, Virginia? Well, today we're going to talk about all the pros about living in
No, no,
Staunton,
no. We're going
Virginia.
to talk about the cons of living in Staunton, Virginia.
No, we're talking about the pros.
No, we're going to go. Oh, that's right. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of living in Staunton, Virginia. And if you hang around to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you what I consider to be one of the biggest cons of Staunton, Virginia that many people may not know about. And we're going to get after it right now.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
If this is your first time to Virginia and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Virginia, from its beautiful mountains to its valleys, then click on that subscribe button below and touch that bell so you can be the first to be notified about the current market in Virginia, from its mountains to its valleys. Hello, my name's Stephen Gleason, along with
And
my wife,
Leslie Gleason.
my wife and partner Leslie, and we get phone calls and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking to move to Virginia's mountains and valleys, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, pick up the phone and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'd be more than happy to share with you the information and help you make your move to Virginia very smooth. So today, as we mentioned, we're here to talk about Virginia's pros and cons, and more specifically, Staunton, Virginia. So if you look in a couple of our other videos, we actually go and take you on a tour of some of the neighborhoods and actually take you on a map tour of Virginia as well, or excuse me, of Staunton, Virginia as well. And so today we kind of want to talk about some of the pros and cons of Staunton. So I think, Leslie, I would say one of the neat pros about living in Staunton is that it's actually, I would say, a pro and a con.
It is.
Okay,
It's both.
and that's the location. Okay, the great thing that I like about Staunton is that it's right at the intersection of Interstate 64 and Interstate 81. And I talked about more about that in the other video. But so it really, going up and down the Shenandoah Valley and going across the mountain, as we say out here in Virginia in the mountains, it's easy access to get to different places. Okay. For example, you're about 2.5 hours from Washington, D.C. If you're a beach person, you're about 3.5 hours from Staunton, Virginia, down to Virginia Beach. So not too awful far away. You can pick up and leave on a Friday night and be there for the weekend. And of course, beautiful mountains on both sides. And in the fall of the year, the colors are just absolutely fantastic. And year round, exactly. And so, but some of the cons about that, what have you found driving around?
Who like to shop. Staunton and the neighboring town of Waynesboro, they kind of share some of the major shopping. So each one has grocery stores, equal amount of grocery stores, and both of them have a Walmart. But Staunton doesn't have a Kohl's, and it doesn't have Target, yeah. So if you're looking to go to those places, if you're a Target shopper, you've got to go to the nearest town, and it's only about what, say
12, 15 minutes away. It's not
it's
too far.
about 15 minutes. But it's not in the town that you're going to live in. You're going to have to hop on the road and go up a little ways, but that's kind of a con to some people.
Although in talking about the two towns, I would say that the downtown of Staunton,
Oh, it's gorgeous.
it is more vibrant than the downtown of Waynesboro.
It is.
And so if you're looking for a downtown vibe and everything, Staunton's definitely a place to be. So like I say, it's got pros and cons. I would say another con about living in Staunton is the lack of a major airport nearby. If you're a person that's needing to fly out all the time, there are a couple of airports. There's the Shenandoah Valley Airport, which actually they have Contour Airlines, which is a branch of American Airlines that fly out a couple times a day out of there. Of course, we're talking about much more expensive to fly out of there. And then you can go 45 minutes across the mountain into Charlottesville. They do have an airport there. It's supported. They have American, Delta, and United fly out of Charlottesville, and so there's more options there. And however, those again, like I say, a little bit more expensive. Other than that, if you really want to get to an airport that's going to fly you to a major place, you're either going to go to Washington, D.C., which is about 2.5 hours away, or you're going to have to go to Richmond, okay? And so, Dulles, of course, in Northern Virginia is Richmond, National and Dulles. And if you really want to go further, go to BWI up by Baltimore. But like I said, down in Richmond also, Richmond's about 1 hour and 45 minutes away to the airport down there. So that is a con. That is a negative. And I know, like, when we go visit family, if we fly home,
we go to DC.
Yeah, we most of the time we go to DC, and so So
because we fly Southwest a lot, and that's where Southwest is.
that's true. That's true. If you're
Points.
That's true. Exactly. So those are some. So that's a couple of the cons. Again, the location is a positive thing, but it can also be a negative thing depending upon what your needs are. So another great thing about living in Staunton is the fact that the city of Staunton, the town of Staunton, a little over 25,000 people, has multiple parks, but has 3 major parks in it. And those parks, 2 of them have community pools. 2 of them is where your kids would play baseball. 1 of them has a lot of nature trails and just some beautiful views from the city of Staunton out into the valley and into the Blue Ridge Mountains. And so definitely parks is a neat thing in Staunton that people have available to them. One thing that's kind of I like, because I'm a golfer, is the fact that there are 3 golf courses in Staunton. And so a lot of the cities and towns out here, they don't have that many golf courses around. You have to travel to get to some of them, but Staunton's one of those towns. 2 of them are open to the public, and 1 is a semi-private club. But both of those are very, all 3 of the courses there are, places that they're all close together, and they're located in the same area there in Staunton. So that's an advantage. If you're a winter enthusiast, okay, you've got Massanutten Ski Retreat and you've got Wintergreen Ski Resort. And both of them operate through all 4 seasons. Both of them have golf courses, and it's, of course, the skiing is great skiing.
Massanutten has an indoor water park. If you like going, in the winter or in the summer, Massanutten's indoor water park is a huge hit. They both have snow tube races. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It really neat stuff. And of course, if you're into skiing, there's mountains there. And of course, the Blue Ridge Mountains, you've got the Appalachian Trail running all the way from Maine down to Georgia. And so if you're a hiker, you only got to drive 20 minutes to the other side of Waynesboro to get to a spearhead, or get your trailhead for the Appalachian Trail, and you're on the Appalachian Trail to do all the hiking.
And where does the Appalachian Trail go exactly? It goes
Maine
all the way
to Georgia.
from Maine to Georgia. So if you want to get on in Virginia, you can go part of it.
So I would say that's definitely another pro, is the amount of outdoor recreation that's available to you here in the area.
Kayakers too.
Yep.
There's so many rivers around here that you can go kayaking on.
No doubt. Got a lot of kayaking going on, fly fishing, that type of thing. Just mountain climb. Yeah, that's for somebody else. So not us. So, but I'd say another pro, if you're a history buff. We taught school for 18 years, and so I taught history during that time. Is you're in an area of historical significance, especially for the Civil War. There's a couple of little battlefields right around Staunton, which are basically marked with monuments, but you go about. Yeah, reenactments take place all the time. And if you go to about 40 minutes north to the town of Newmarket, there's the Battle of Newmarket that took place there. And there's right up there, there's a Civil War museum there. How
many hours do we take going through there?
It's just neat. It's just a neat place to see, and
so much history.
Yeah, I mean, in the Virginia Museum of the Civil War, it's got actually has like a piece of Stonewall Jackson's coat that he wore the day that he was shot.
And we can link the their website.
We'll link it down below. So, like I said, just a whole lot of neat stuff if you're into history. You can really travel to historical places where you just can't do in other places in the country. So it's a really neat thing. So as far as the cons go, we've already mentioned a couple. One of them, the airline travel, and Leslie talking about the shopping. So going back to the shopping. So what is available for you in Staunton there, to shop in?
There's a lot of little boutiques. I mean, if you go up and down Beverly Street in particular, which is in the historical area of Staunton, to the main street there and off on the sides of the main street, there are so many little coffee shops, or there's boutiques for clothing, or there's one for plants. And if you're a book person, there's a couple of bookstores down there.
Camera Museum.
The Camera Museum. Yeah. It's so cool. You go in there and you see the history of how they did photography. So there is a lot. And the model. There is the largest models. So that you put together airplane
models, and not model like me, but airplane models.
Okay, that went off the rails. But model airplanes or houses or little miniatures. That is the largest location here in Virginia.
Well, also down in Staunton, there's some crafty places. I took you to one of those places for your birthday a year ago.
Oh my goodness! So they have glass blowing. So there is this place. And it's called Sunspot, and you can go in there and blow your own ornaments, and there are things that you can purchase in there. So for my birthday, he got me a way to get in there and make my own ornament, which goes on the Christmas tree every year now.
Yeah, so pretty neat. So sounds like so you're saying shopping is a con. Well, it's kind of like anything. It depends on what you're looking for.
If you're looking for large malls.
If you're looking for large malls and places like that, Stanton's probably not the best place for it.
If you're looking for Best Buy or major shopping, you're going to have to go to Charlottesville.
Or Harrisonburg. Charlottesville or Harrisonburg is about 30 minutes away. Charlottesville is about 45 minutes away. So it's like say
or Richmond.
Probably that's way down there. But like you say, it depends on what you're looking for. So for our last con, it kind of has to do with the houses, and Leslie's going to talk to you a little bit about that.
So Stanton's incredibly historical, and as a result, if you love historical homes that were built many years ago, then you're going to love Staunton. And some of those homes have been refurbished, updated, and they're absolutely gorgeous on the outside. Some of them have smaller lots. A lot of them do, even in downtown, have a very large lot. So, that's sometimes a con to some people. But if you're into history and if you're into the beautiful brick colonial type of homes, it's a pro.
It's a pro. Yeah.
But if you're not, and you're looking for new construction, there is a couple of towns like Fishersville that's not too far from Staunton
10 minutes.
that has a lot of new construction. So you can take advantage of it.
It's exploding in Fishersville with new homes, and Staunton has some places like that. It's not that they don't have any, but it's just they don't have as much as some of the other areas around. And so, but like I say, still a beautiful town to live in.
It's gorgeous.
No doubt. So I think one other thing, and again, it's kind of been like we said already today, it depends on what you like. Okay. One of the things that I like and that I think is special about the valley up here in Staunton in particular is the climate. Now, you say, wait a minute.
Because he likes to golf a lot.
I do like to golf a lot. And as a matter of fact, I can usually get at least 11 or so months to golf, 10 or 11 months to golf in just up here and there. Some of those months are pretty cold. But it doesn't seem like it gets to be that bitter cold in the wintertime. I mean, it can get down cold, but it doesn't last very long. Yeah, it doesn't stay. Just like the snow. I mean, when you look at how much the snow says, they get 21 inches of snow in Staunton, you think, oh my goodness. Yeah. But it comes and it goes. It'd be on the ground and a week or two later it's gone. It's not like you're living in a northern state, Minnesota or Michigan, and no offense against those places, they're great states, but it just the snow comes on in November and it doesn't get off the ground till April, and that's really not the way it is here. But the reason why I do like the climate is that I personally believe that it's cooler, and we can always see that. We go over the mountains, at least 3 or 4 or 5 degrees warmer.
Lower humidity.
And that's the big thing right there is the lower humidity. I mean, we still have our humid days, and there's times when it gets sticky, but overall, I've lived in different places of the country, and I've been in places where you walk out the door and it's 95 degrees and 98% humidity, and you just it's miserable. So I don't feel that up here. And in the evenings, it seems like, especially even in the summertime, it gets cooler in the evenings, and it just cools off, and the evenings are very nice. So I think the climate is again, it's a pro or con. If you don't like snow and you don't want to be around snow, any part of the Virginia's mountains and valleys is for you. But if you can, if you like the change of the seasons,
we get all 4 seasons.
Oh, I love the seasons. And so, and of course the fall, the
foliage is
the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I mean, it's amazing. It just really is. And so, if you're looking for a good balance like that, the Shenandoah Valley it's one of the most beautiful places on the face of the earth, in my opinion. That's why we live here.
One of the reasons why we live here.
Exactly right. So, pros. Here's another pro as well. One is the cost of living. The housing here overall is about, according to payscale.com, is about 8% less than the housing across America. The utility expenses are a little bit higher, about 7%, but the cost of gasoline, for example, on average compared to the United States, is about 21% cheaper than the rest of the United States. So some of that extra driving you have to do is kind of a little bit of a trade-off. but it is a little bit cheaper. And then groceries in the area as well are about 12% cheaper than the national average.
Plus,
So
we have a lot of farmers markets around here.
yeah,
Which
farmers markets.
Which is definitely a pro, and you can go get fresh produce.
Yeah.
So many places.
A lot of places. It's just really neat. A lot of opportunities for things like that. So like I say, there's a lot of pros, and at the end of it all, I really feel that living in Staunton, the pros definitely outweigh the cons.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, definitely outweigh the cons.
For us,
And but at the beginning of the video, I told you that I'd share with you what I did. I shared with you what I thought would be kind of a pro that maybe people don't think about. You know, and that's this: having a house on flat ground. Okay. There's a lot of hills through Staunton, as there is all up and down the Shenandoah Valley. And so a lot of times when you purchase a home in the area, it may be hard for you to find a lot that's totally flat.
Right.
So a lot of the houses you'll see, you know, the driveways come up to it. And again, not all of them, and some more than others, but it's just one of those things. As if you don't mind that, if the house is your major concern, there's some beautiful new houses and old houses out here that both in the flat, but probably more that sit up on the hills, you know, because they have the views.
Well, you want the view.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's a little bit of an incline. Some of them are straight up. But.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people, you know, depending on where in the country you're coming from, like if you move from Illinois or Kansas or someplace like that, you know, you're thinking everything's going to be flat. Well, you come out here and you think, man, every house is on a hill. That's what it seems like anyway. But it's not. But it is something that could be a con. If you're looking for a flat lot, you might have to look a little bit harder in order to find that flat lot. So, but other than that, like I said, we definitely believe that the pros outweigh the cons, and it stands a beautiful place to live in, beautiful place to go and have the social environment in downtown and around. It's just a really neat place. And so once again, if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us an email or text, whatever, and
we'd be happy to do a Zoom.
We could even do a Zoom call with you, do a Zoom showing if you want to do that type of thing, and help anything we can do to help make your move to Virginia smoother. And I guess until the next time, we'll see you around town.
Bye-bye.